back, and I am here with two professional NASCAR drivers. And like I said, guys, first of all, it's an honor just for you guys to be here. We have Conor Daly and we have Mr. Ryan Reed. Gentlemen, thank you. How does it feel being in New York City?
I like it. I mean, I'm not here that often, so when we do get to come in, it's good to see all the big buildings and the flashy lights and all the human beings running around here. So it's pretty wild.
Yeah, lots of people. Yeah, it's good times though.
Oh, it's good times. You know, that's what we're all about. Make sure you stay with the good times. And I know you guys were saying it's first time in Brooklyn, so yeah, you get to see all the improvements and different things that are happening here, including the Barclays Center. So
yeah, it looks good. I mean, I know there's actually a race here, the Formula E race, and they had that here, and so like a lot of my friends are in that series. So heard good things for sure.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of NASCAR racing up here, so anytime we get a chance to come up here and hang out, it's lots of fun.
Definitely, and you're definitely educating a lot of us that are not familiar because, like I said, we don't have NASCAR here, but it is definitely a big jump for us. And I have to ask you, Conor, now you're making the jump from IndyCar racing to NASCAR. How are you adjusting to that?
It's totally different. I mean, it's a different world. They're still race cars, so they all still go fast. They stop, they turn left and right, but they do it in quite a different fashion. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we've got a really good team, and I've got a good teammate here in Ryan to learn from. So I got to try and do the best job we can with it, and see where we go from there. But I'm definitely very excited. I've driven almost every type of racing car there is out there, and then NASCAR was the next frontier.
Great, I hear that. And both of you guys have racing in your families, I believe. Kind of from your father.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, my dad used to race back in the day, Formula One, IndyCar, sports cars, a lot of different stuff. So always in my blood. I've always loved it since I was a young lad.
Nice. Yeah, same thing. My dad raced. My dad was always in the NASCAR world, which kind of was the biggest reason that I kind of fell into that, and that was always what I wanted to do. I never really thought about going in the open wheel side of things. It was always NASCAR for me, and primarily because my dad raced in NASCAR.
Right, and you actually started as early. You won the go-kart.
Yeah,
I
started racing go-karts when I was 4, so my mom was not too thrilled about her 4-year-old getting a new go-kart, but she obviously, sees how passionate I am about it, loves it now, goes to both my folks go to a lot of races, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, no wrecks or anything, right? It's go-karts.
Oh, there's wrecks.
Oh,
there's wrecks. It's racing, man. It's part of the deal.
I hear you, and you guys actually also share a bond in sense with you guys with Lily's Diabetes as the sponsor for your team. Can you please describe both of you guys' stories in regards to diabetes and how you're dealing with it?
Yeah, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 14, so 12 years ago now, and yeah, it was sort of an odd stage in life. Didn't really know much about it at the time. Didn't really know what it was going to do, for my future. Didn't know what was happening. But for me, I was in a race car, 5 days after I was diagnosed because I didn't really think of it as something that was ever going to stop me. So, however many years we are now later, I've been racing for a very long time now with it and living with it, and it's gone well so far. So I can't complain. It's been cool to share the story with with a lot of other young kids who who are struggling with it and who have struggled with it for many years, just like me. And it's always cool if you can kind of bring a smile to someone's face, when they say, wow, you actually drive race cars with this? This is like something that's they sort of don't really realize is possible, but realistically you can still do whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 17, so a little bit later, but I was racing already and had been racing for a long time, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I was actually told I would never race again by the doctor who diagnosed me, so I just feel so blessed and fortunate to be back in a race car today doing what I love. And like Conor said, we were able to make a huge impact in a lot of people's lives by doing what we love to do and not letting it hold us back. And, you talked about Lily Diabetes, being both of our partners, and they are it's such an unbelievable partner and organization to really take on and try and help promote, not a kind of a life that, saying, hey, you can go out and do the things that you love to do despite having diabetes. And so it's been an honor to work with them, and done a lot of really, really cool things, gone around the country talking about, like Conor said, living with diabetes and driving race cars, and lots of fun.
And Ryan, it's interesting that you brought up, they said that you may not even race again. And what year was that when you were first diagnosed?
It was 2011.
2011, and you went on to win 2 races since then.
Yeah. Well, so since being diagnosed, won actually quite a few races. But I got into NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2000, started racing full time in 2014, and I've won Daytona twice in NASCAR. So I mean, for us, Daytona's definitely kind of that's our Super Bowl, right? That's our biggest race of the year. So to have won twice on our biggest stage is so cool. And I think certainly when I talk about Daytona win, the thing that I probably think about the most is after the race, and when I was through Twitter and Instagram and social media, email, text, just all the people that reached out, and to see how much that win meant to some people because of my story about living with diabetes and being told I'd never race, overcoming that, and then standing in victory lane at Daytona was so special, and it was special to a lot of people, which obviously for me, the fact that doing what I love to do and standing in victory lane meant something to other people is just very, very cool.
That is really cool. And I have to ask now, obviously you guys are dealing with diabetes, and what is it when you're racing? Is there any adjustments that you do during race to help during the process? Or
Yeah, I mean, it's all about preparation, I think, for us. I mean, we both sort of go through the same steps on the way up, whether it's nutrition, whether it's figuring out where we need to be, blood sugar wise before the race, and we both use continuous glucose monitoring systems in the car, so we can see where we're going, see what's happening, see what we need to do, make adjustments. We've got a drink bottle in the car if we need that, if we need some sugar. So there's everything. We have everything that we need to be prepared, and that's all that that's all. It's worked for me for all these years, and it's worked for Ryan. I mean, he's won at the highest level, and we've both been been through this sport for quite a few years now at the highest level, and competing against all the everyone else, and it's gone well. So I think preparation is key, and it's always worked for me so far, for sure.
Yeah, just echoing what Connor said. I think that no matter what you're doing, living with diabetes is about preparing, being prepared, making sure that you have everything necessary, whether it's insulin or glucose, whatever it is, things that to treat your diabetes, whatever the case, whatever you have going on, and then whatever you're doing in life, work with your doctor. I think that's probably the biggest thing is a very close relationship with my doctor and endocrinologist, and that's allowed me to really I feel like diabetes is kind of a roller coaster. You're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. And, working with your doctor and having that relationship makes those bad days a lot easier. And those are how you overcome those, I think.
And I actually was reading up a little bit on your story, and I heard that you had to actually find, it was a different doctor you had to go to, because there was certain doctors that just wouldn't clear you or wouldn't say that, that you should be racing. You think that there's an importance of having just a certain relationship with a doctor to understand, okay, what you're trying to do and how to work with your situation?
Yeah, I think certainly, looking back, and I was diagnosed by a general physician, and so I didn't have an endocrinologist, and I had actually talked to a couple different endocrinologists before I found the one that I currently use, and I think just a lot of them, the first doctor said, you're absolutely not going to race. And then it was, well, I don't know anything about NASCAR racing. All I can help you with is how to manage your diabetes. Right. And then I found an endocrinologist in Southern California. I grew up in California. So I found an endocrinologist in Beverly Hills, and her name's Ann Peters. She's like my second mom, but she has worked with a ton of athletes, and she really changed the whole perception for me. She was like, we're going to get you back in a race car. We're going to do this. I'm going to teach you how to manage your diabetes, both inside and outside of the car. You're going to train and eat like an athlete. And I think that's when I looked at it and said, you know what, I'm going to take control of this disease. It's not going to stop me. I'm not going to give up on what I love to do because of a disease that I didn't choose. And I think that she really kind of helped instill that mindset. So yeah, to answer your question, I think it's extremely important, not only working with your doctor, but having the right doctor who is going to help you not just manage the disease, but really control and dictate what your life's going to look like despite having diabetes.
Okay, and I know I obviously have to ask now for anybody that wants more information on Lilly diabetes, where can they go to?
DriveDown811c.com. That's where we've got a lot of information on there, and they're showing a lot of people the way to help manage type 1 or type 2 diabetes.
Yep.
Okay, and Conor, I have to ask you, your first race is end of the month?
Yes, August 25th at Road America. Really excited about it. It's my first foray into the NASCAR world. So I've done a lot of races and everything else, but this is a whole new challenge.
Okay, and you guys are teammates, so
Yeah.
look it out for each other out there.
We're teammates until the last lap, and then
Until the last lap,
then
yeah.
it's going to be whoever, we can only have one winner, so
Okay.
we'll figure it out then.
Okay, I'll let you guys figure that out. But guys, I thank you very much for the time for coming through, and hopefully you enjoy New York City while you're here.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
All right, thank you.